What's up, you gorgeous gremlins? Welcome back to the Pleasure Gardens, and today we are going to be talking about a Borderlands 3 weapon that made it into Borderlands 4 and is an absolute unit now after its relatively recent buff, okay? We are talking about the 7th Sense Jacob's Pistol. Formerly a cryo pistol in Borderlands 3, this bad boy is kinetic inside of this game, and it is an absolute bruiser. Ever since its Seekers, aka like its actual legendary perk, got a 250% damage buff to them. So whenever you hit an enemy with this weapon, they're going to spawn a Seeker. All right, these homing Seekers, they float in the air, they float up, they last for 4 seconds, and they disappear if you don't reload in that time. Whenever you reload, all the Seekers that you spawned in with that mag, they're gonna home in on their initial target that you hit. A standard shot, when you don't hit them in a critical spot, it's only going to spawn 1 Seeker, but if you hit a critical hit, it will spawn 2 Seekers, doubling his damage. And then, since it's a Jacob's weapon inherently, what you are able to do is get any ricochets on any ads. It will also do that same thing. So shooting this guy in the face, I get a crit, it ricochets to another guy and hits that guy in the face. Those both, my main shot and the ricocheted crit, are going to spawn 2 homing Seekers. Now granted, the one that ricocheted onto the other target, it's going to home in onto that target once we reload, not the main target that we shot at. But still very, very useful. That's why Jacob's weapons are just very good at mobbing, because they're ricocheting and you're defeating enemies you're not even looking at or even know of their location sometimes. Very, very awesome. However, the thing is that to make this thing truly magnificent, you need a little bit of some RNG. You asking about, my man? Well, with the part system in this beautiful game, this leads a lot of combinations. And for the 7th Sense to make it a masher or a relative of the Maggie, you need the Daedalus licensed multi-loader with the shotgun secondary firing. You need that secondary shotgun mode because that gives it the extra pellets in your pistol, making it into a masher variant. We loved mashers in Borderlands 3 as a community, and we love that. I mean, how is the Maggie not in this game, bro? Like, Maggie, like when I think of Borderlands, I think of the Maggie in the North Fleet. Hopefully we get the Maggie whenever we get some DLCs and whatnot, because Maggie not being in Borderlands 4, a little silly. Now, in terms of going out and farming for this weapon, the boss is actually a side quest boss from the below the surface side quest, as completing this side quest will unlock the encore machine for the Corrupted, Experiment 42, and Experiment 1709, also known as Vile Ted and the Experiments. They drop the 7th Sense as their dedicated drop, and the Goalkeeper. I have not used the Goalkeeper, but we're talking about the 7th Sense, so let's keep it moving. I cannot stress to you how important it is that you get shotgun, the Daedalus multi-loader part on your 7th Sense to make it absolutely truly juice and become the unit that this weapon is destined to become. And real quick, I do want to give a shout out to the homie Gentlesir Gaming. He was kind enough to drop me this 7th Sense so I can make a video for you guys. Once again, Gentlesir Gaming is his YouTube channel. Shout outs to you, my man. And with how weak pistols are in Borderlands 4 in general, it's nice to have a weapon or a pistol that is just an absolute freight train of a weapon with this specific role. As you guys can see, this thing is pretty darn fun and pretty darn nutty. Maybe a little bit finicky in the bossing department, just because it requires you to get a lot of crits in a row in a small magazine. But if you have a way in which you can fire off a lot of bullets from your mag, aka some ammo regen, pull-up buddy, Green Tree Harlow, whatever it may be, the bossing on this weapon is pretty darn insane. Just requires a little bit of setup and the right circumstance. With that being said, fellas, let's go ahead and move over to the live portion of the video and have some fun, shall we? Also, happy Sunday to you guys. Hope y'all having a great day. All right, my beautiful people, the homies that watch the channel, much love. I do appreciate you guys. We got our 7th Sense here. So here's the thing about this. This weapon, it very much so requires the Daedalus shotgun secondary ammo type. This is what turns it into a masher, right? Because obviously, if it's on just pistol mode, one, you know, you're just shooting 1, right? What we like about the Maggie and mashers in BL3 shoots more, like 5, 6. That's why getting it with a Daedalus shotgun is the most important possible thing you can get. This weapon did recently get a 250% buff to its legendary perk in terms of the actual Seekers that it spawns whenever you hit enemies with it, and when you reload, those Seekers are going to home in on that target, and they're going to do a lot of damage, especially after that buff, okay? Now that we understand why you need the shotgun Daedalus ammo type, let's go over a little bit of the setup. It's still the same thing, right? Obviously, we have our scatter shot. Scatter shot is one of the best enhancements in the entire game. We recently did a video talking about some of the best like build maker pieces of loot, pieces of gear inside of this game, and this was one of the pieces that we mentioned as it is so strong. The sequencer perk is just ridiculous in my opinion, and on a build like this on Green Tree Harlow, where we get so many free crits casually without even trying, sequencer is going to be up a lot, and it's just going to be juicing our damage of our 7th sense and those seekers for that matter. Also, you guys know I am a Deadeye firmware stan at this point. I preach about the greatness of this firmware all the time. It's for good reason. You guys see the bonuses that it gives us: extra crit damage, and then what I like to call it's 3 out of 3 perk. I call it the Great Value Pearl. If you guys play BL3, it's just essentially what it is, right? You get 50% critical damage per stack. It stacks up to 5. That maxes out at 75%. Bada bing, bada boom. This firmware is absolutely disgusting. It's going to make our 7th sense look even stronger, even better. You already know we have a skeptic, so we just never have our action skill like down. Like, we're always going to have that bitch up, right? We're chilling. Cinder Shelly. It has a Deadeye firmware slot. That's kind of the main reason why I like it at the moment, but it also is a very strong shield, and just the perk glass is good. Amp is awesome. So this is why I use this shield a lot. Also some free movement speed and gun handling. Never hurt nobody. This, look, I know the crit knife is not good on you know, especially a Harlow build where we have infinite crits in general, but the reason why I even have this here is the firmware slot, right? Like, I want my 3 out of 3. So obviously this was on it before the nerf, and I'm not going to change it because I want my 3 out of 3. Okay, here is the build. Once again, Green Tree Harlow. It's Green Tree Harlow, baby. We doing best out here. Specializations, I never respect these, so they're always going to be generally the same. Boomskis. Also, shout out to my homie David. He goes on YouTube by Gentlesir Gaming. Is his YouTube channel if you guys want to check him out. He is actually the man, the myth, the legend who dropped me this weapon, right? He was kind enough to give me a copy. Much love, brother man. Let's go ahead and have some fun with our Borderlands 4 Masher, Maggie, whatever you want to refer to this version of the 7th sense, because we don't have anything else that remotely resembles a Masher and or the Maggie, and we all know that that's just not right, bro. We are Borderlands nerds, we are Borderlands fans, and us Borderlands fans, guys, we freaking love our Mashers. So obviously, you know, it's still very early in this game's life cycle, so surely we get it at some point, whether it's with some DLCs. This vile enemy's kind of pissing me off because I can't hit him. I hit him, and now he's going to get vile enemies. Y'all really like to try and rain on my parade, huh, when I'm showcasing gear for the boys and the homies out there in the world. So today's Sunday, guys. I'm an excited lad because I'm a football lad, right? I'm a diehard Cheesehead and Chargers fan. Chargers already won on Thursday. Don't ask me how I'm fans of those two teams, okay? I'll be honest. I was born into the Cheesehead Nation. What a W that was. And then I was born really close to San Diego back in the good old year of our Lord and Savior, 1999. And when I was 6 years old, I was like, yo, mama, what football team played close to where I was born? I want to become a fan of them as well. She told me the Chargers, and 6-year-old me didn't know the pain and suffering I was in for, so I donned my LaDainian Tomlinson jersey, and I've been in pain ever since watching the Chargers play football. Okay, I don't want to get too much on the side tangent here because obviously this is a Borderlands 4 video. Not everybody here is, you know, an NFL person. We'll get back to talking about the game. Sometimes, guys, like whenever I'm doing these types of videos, and there's like obviously these portions of the showcase videos, I like to, it's the live part, right? So I'm talking about the weapon, I'm talking to you guys all while I'm playing the game at the same time. Sometimes, some instances, like obviously like my filler words be like, yep, he's getting cooked, we're rolling and smoking, like just so like it's not just like dead. You know what I mean? Like just so like it's just not just game sound. Like obviously, you know, guys, I'm assuming you guys like to hear my beautiful, majestic voice inside of your eardrums, right? I mean, well, now. But to fill up some of the space, sometimes I like to tell stories or like talk a little bit more like about myself, I guess. I feel like it just adds a little bit more to the video. Obviously, you guys are here to see the 7th sense and why it's awesome, rather than me talk about my football fandom. Like, I honestly like you. Like, what are we doing here? My fault, boys. My fault. Let me get back to the bruising season here because Phosphine. I'm telling you, and the way this weapon becomes an absolute Giga Chad bosser is if you're able to get a lot of crit shots before reloading, because then the Seekers are all just gonna convulge instantly. Like I've seen them convulge on like the same target if you're able to get like enough crits for like 4 million damage. And, you know, like one-shotting most bosses essentially with that level of damage. Hello, enemies. One-shotted. You can very much so feel that Seeker buff, by the way, guys, if it's not been made clear yet. Granted, that buff, it was about 3 weeks ago at this point. Dude, it's it's so strong. It's so good, and the fact that it's the only thing we have close to resembling a Masher or a Maggie definitely gives it some value in my opinion. You saw all these years just doof. That's what they do. That's what makes the 7 cents so dang strong. With the shotgun mode, it just makes it more of a natural punch, so it's just kind of disgusting. And obviously, it's a Jacob's pistol, so it's them crits, the ricochets, them ricochet crits, man. Yeah, that's what they do. Oh, let's see if I can get. I want to get a little bit spicy here. Ooh, awkward, isn't it, huh? Awkward when I use your vile crits to ricochet some very much so high pellicking damage right into your face, Mr. Evil Dude, whatever the robot was. Lens? I know some of the vile enemies, they have names. I remember their names? No, I just remember them as getting destroyed. Look, so I was talking to my boy Wotan the other day, and that boy Wotan said he missed me, man. So for those of y'all that don't know, me and my boy Wotan, we go back. We're some homies. As for those of y'all that don't know, I was a big fan of the Wotan Schmotan Schmackdown of the century back in Borderlands 3. Every single Borderlands 3 video back then, bro. I was visiting Wotan, and like, you know, over time, bro, like, I mean, we just got close. Dude, I'll be honest, man, there were so many different ways in which I went about kicking Wotan's butt. We did a pet only takedown one time where literally I didn't shoot a single bullet. I just let my pet do all of the work. Shout out Mr. Chu. He's just chilling in, you know, Sanctuary right now. And then we did like a Paranova, like just like literally with an ASE Nova anointment on. What was that? You know, the legendary shield, right? Where like whenever it would break or refill, it would release that Nova, and then you just put the ASE on like action skill like usage. It would proc, and so you just, you know, pair that with like the racks on flag, and you would just whoop 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 whoop. You know, you could just AOE everything down. It was a very fun, silly little setup, and obviously, you know, just I think I reviewed just about every single legendary inside of Borderlands 3 on my time on that weapon on that game, and every single weapon had it went up against Wotan. Obviously not all were created equal, but we gave Wotan the works, and it's my boy, we became close. So now I want to go over to a Ripper Drill site, and I also plan on, you know, reviewing a lot, if not all, legendary weapons in Borderlands 4 at least over time, right? Can I get some greasy snipes? Greasy snipes. Okay, so this is just like what I like to call like my pipe dream ideas, like stuff that's like a rough idea in my head. I don't have an actual plan for this, like how I would execute this video just yet. It takes a little bit more time, but the idea is like I want to, over time, we'll review every legendary weapon in the game, and then we'll do like one big mega video reviewing every legendary weapon in one video. That would take me probably close to 3 months to make, like start to finish, just because like that video is gonna be long. Oh, look at them juicy crits, bro. Y'all see why the Master is so good? Like the 7 cents with the shotgun ammo type is just I mean, my god, I love this weapon. Oh, we lose. Guys, what's some of y'all's favorite bands, man? I'll be honest, I'm a big Linkin Park fan. Just keep on lying. I'm listening to the Emptiness Machine right now. Already pulling me in, already under my skin. Like, you know what I mean? Since I let you cut me. Okay, I'll stop singing, bro. Nobody wants to hear my burger ass sing. I know. Sometimes I just like to, you know, I just like to be me. Like, the bossing on this weapon, it's there. It's just, like, I would call it finicky. Obviously, there's stronger bossing options, but, like, dude, if you can get a few crits off in a row, I mean, dude, those Seekers are gonna chunk that health bar. This weapon deals with health bars in chunks, bro. Okay, not necessarily like they're instantly, like, cooked, but, like, if they're chunky, I can get a lot more shots before, ideally, I would like reload, and they would just get fried and cooked. I just stumbled upon these. Whatever. It seems like these guys are in a bit of an issue here, so I'm gonna come in here and swoop this and steal it for some juicy footage. This weapon is just it's so gross. It's so disgusting, dude. Like, it's a mobbing weapon that can boss under the right scenarios, but because of that fact, it's gonna be able to just fry like any like badass enemy, like non-boss healthy enemy. Like, it's gonna just fry them, you know what I mean? And that's something that I like about this weapon. Oh, I broke it. Bye. See ya, nerd. All right, let me hit up a big encore real quick, see if I can get that Phosphinfinity on video for the boys. Oh, not the fortification instrument, bro. Let's get rid of you, because I don't like that. And you. Dude, I gotta be honest, man, the more I play on Harlow, the more I'm just like, yeah, Harlow's freaking awesome, dude. I gotta play my Amon more, man. I think after I move, I'll do some, like, Amon leveling, get him up to level 50. And then I still gotta do the my other 2 characters to UVHM 5. I just gotta like take a day and just sit down and do it. It's just something I haven't really like when I get on the game, there's like there's so many other stuff I'd rather do, right? Like I would much rather make a video, farm, phosphine hunt, stuff like that. Dude, I need firmware. Like firmware ain't cheap, bro. Firmware ain't cheap, bro. It's not cheap. Let me see if I can like snipe these guys on top of the battle wagon. Okay, I'm just not even gonna worry about that. Bop, 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 bop. Nothing. Just wanna be so. Oh, is that where his, like, I don't know where his actual crit is, bro. Where's your crit at, bro? That's like the one thing is that like if there's, oh, there you go. You want to get it to a point where like you're just ripping it, right? That way you can just shoot. Oh, it was so nuts. It was so nutty back then, bro. When we had our crit knife, bro, I could just throw it at a boss, pop, load up on Seekers, reload, they're all just fall over. It was so nice. And of course, fellas, we gotta go ahead and shout out our members of the channel. If you would like to get your name mentioned at the end of the videos, all you gotta do is become a member of the channel at the lowest tier. That'll get your name mentioned in videos and on screen if you care about that. So shout out to KJ42. This man's honestly really awesome, being a tier 3 member of the channel. Genuinely insane to me still, just because memberships on the YouTube side of things, something I just haven't put too much effort in pushing out, actually making quality perks for people to actually, you know, use it and become a member of the channel. So the fact that we even have people using it, it really does mean a lot, and I genuinely appreciate it. Shout out to KJ being our tier 3 member, bro. You freaking rock. Also shout out to Pikachu, who currently is our longest tenured member at over 7.5 months. Genuinely, thank you so much, my man. You guys are some true MVPs and helping me keep doing what I like doing the most, which is making content for everybody to watch. And where with I'm at currently in my own personal life, I just really want to take an appreciation to the little things that I enjoy. Obviously, life can be as stressful as it is, man, but finding some peace and happiness in the little things, stuff that makes you happy, it does go a long way. And just sitting here making videos for you guys, there's genuinely no other career path, anything else I'd want to do with my time. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. Y'all have a great day. Be safe.